Today we discuss about the bryophytes. Bryophytes is the plants. They are classified under the thallophytes. We have already discussed about the thallophytes. Thallophyte it means the plant body is thallus-like is called thallophytes. Thallus-like plant body it means plant body having no true stem, leaf and roots. In these plants there is no true leaves, stem and roots. These plants are present in aquatic environment or muddy areas. They are having high content of moisture. These plants also having no flowers, no seeds and no fruits. It means these plants are seedless, fruitless and flowerless plants. In this category, the plants are having also not having any xylem and phloem tissue. It means there is no xylem and phloem tissue. Xylem and phloem are the vascular tissue or conductive tissue in the plant body. So here there is no xylem and phloem in the plant body. So there is no vascular tissue in these plants. In this group of plants, they are having the multicellular plant body and they are having the multicellular sex organ also. This is a diagram which has shown the bryophytes here. This is the bryophyte plant. We call it the moss and liverworts. So these are the leaf-like structure. This structure is known as the leaf of bryophytes, but they are having no true leaf-like structure because they are having no venation. The root-like structure are present. We call them rhizoids. So in the place of roots, rhizoids are present, which are responsible for the absorption of water and anchoring of the plant body in the mud or in any substratum. They having this type of capsule is a structure in which the spores are formed. The spores are the reproductive bodies or reproductive structure in the plants. The spores are formed here and these spores are developed into the new plant body. We call it the capsule also. The structure which is present between the capsule and the plant body, we call it the seta here. So this is the plant body of this plant, we call it the thallus. So thallus is the plant body of this type of plants. And example of the bryophytes are some examples and the plants which are called the bryophytes. First of all, Ixia, Markinsia. These are the some plants which are called the bryophytes. These plants are present generally in the muddy areas or in the place where high moisture content is present. So this is the group of plants. We call it the bryophytes. In this category, we call it the moss also present here. Moss. Moss is a bryophytes. We call it the funaria. It's called moss. It is also bryophytes. Now we discuss about the another group of the cryptogams. We call them pteridophytes. The third group of the cryptogams, we call it the pteridophytes. Pteridophytes are the first terrestrial plants or land plant. They are present on the land. They are the first terrestrial plant or first land plant. Terrestrial means they are present on the land. In these plants, first time the true leaf, stem and roots are present. So these are they are having the true plant body first time. It means the plant body is divided into the root, stem and leaf. Pteridophyte grow on the aquatic plants. Pteridophyte grow on the land. These plants having the well developed xylem and phloem. So they are also called the vascular cryptogams. Vascular cryptogams, it means they are having the xylem and phloem, and xylem is responsible for the transportation of water and minerals, and phloem is responsible for the transportation of food material in the plant body. They are the tracheophytes also because they are having the tracheates in their structure, so we call them tracheophytes. They are having the tracheates in their structures. This category of plants generally we know in the form of ferns. It means ferns are the pteridophytes. Ferns. Ferns are the group of plants or plants which we call them pteridophytes. So we have compared the bryophytes with pteridophytes. So in the case of bryophytes, this is the life cycle of a bryophytes here. Bryophytes having the rhizoids in their structure, it means they are having no true leaf, true roots and true leaves. They are having the plant body, we call them thallus. In the case of bryophytes, they are having the thallus plant body. But in the case of pteridophytes, they are having the well-developed plant body. So if you compare the bryophytes and pteridophytes, so let us see, this is the bryophytes and this is the pteridophytes. What is the basic difference between bryophytes and pteridophytes? Bryophytes are the plants which having no true plant body. It means there is no leaf, stem and root. But in the case of pteridophytes, they are having well differentiated plant body. Well differentiated plant body. It means they are having the well developed root, leaf and stem in their structure. Another important feature here, there is no xylem and phloem in the case of bryophyte. It means there is no conductive tissue. But in the case of pteridophytes, they are having well developed or they are having the xylem and phloem in their structure. It means xylem and phloem are present, so we call it the vascular cryptogams. So this is the difference between bryophyte and pteridophyte, and this is the fern. This fern is related with the pteridophyte. This is the group of pteridophytes. Pteridophyte, it means the plants which is well developed first time on the land. Yeah, the plants which appear first time on the land, we call them pteridophytes. Now we discuss about the phanerogams. So first of all, what is the meaning of phanerogams? We have already discussed about the two subkingdom of the plant body and two subkingdom of the plant kingdom. First, cryptogams, and second one we call it the phanerogams. So here we discuss about the phanerogams. Phanero, it means they are having the open sex organs. Phanero, it means they are having the open sex. Phanero, it means open. Phanero, it means they are having open sex organ. And gams, it means marriage. Now here these are the plants which having the seed. It means these plants are the seed bearing plants. They are having the seed in their structure, so we call them phanerogams. So here the phanerogams are well developed plants. They are having well developed vascular bundle in their structure. They are having well developed specialized tissue or well developed xylem and phloem here. They are having well developed of life cycle here. They are the annual, biennial and perennial plants. And mostly plants are the perennial. Perennial, it means the plants which grow more than 1 year. We call them perennial plants. Perennial, it means the plants which can grow more than 1 year or many years on the land. We call them perennial plants. So these are the perennial plants. They are having well developed root, stem and leaf. It means plant body is well differentiated in the root, stem and leaf. They are having well developed embryo here. embryo developed here, and these plants also having the seeds. So these plants or this category of the plant divided into the two group. One we call them gymnosperm and another is called the angiosperm. So here these cryptogams are further categorized in two groups. This category Phanerogams is divided into two groups. First we call them gymnosperm and second is called the angiosperm. What is the basic difference and what is the comparison between gymnosperm and angiosperm here? So, some basic differences between these two plants. First of all, in the case of gymnosperm, they are having no flowers, but they are having the seeds. Seeds are present here. Seeds are naked. It means they are not covered by any structure here. So first of all, they are having no flower, they are having seeds, but they are having naked seeds. They are having the flowers and they are having the covered seeds. Seeds are covered in the fruit or in the ovary. The covered seeds are present in the angiosperms. So what are the basic features of gymnosperms? So first of all, we discuss about the gymnosperm. Gymnosperms, the plants which are grow normally in the temperate region and in other climatic conditions also. Some examples of the gymnosperm, that is the cycas, pinus, ephedra. Ephedra is the gymnosperm which grow in the desert condition. Cycas and pinus are commonly found. This is the gymnosperm plant. It having the cones in the place of flowers. In these plants, in the place of flower structure is present, we call it the cone. So this is the cone. And these leaves are known as the gymnosperm leaves. They are the leaves. So in the case of gymnosperm, flowers are absent, so reproductive structure is called the cones. In the gymnosperm, the reproductive structures are called cones. Cones are male and female cones are differentiate here. So plants may be unisexual or bisexual. Now another important feature in the case of gymnosperm, they are having the well developed xylem, but in the case of xylem there is no vessels. Xylems are without vessels. In the case of phloem having no companion cells. Remaining elements are present or remaining cells are present but no companion cells. So these structures are absent in the case of gymnosperm. So in the xylem there is no vessel, so they are having the soft wood. It means they are having no hard wood. Now in the case of gymnosperms, true leaves, stem and roots are present. Plant body is well differentiated. Now we discuss about the another group of the phanerogams. We call them angiosperms. Angiosperm, it means they are the flowering plants. Angiosperm, it means flowering plants. The plant which having the flowers in their structure, we call them flowering plants. In this category of the plants, they are having the covered seeds. Covered seed, it means the seeds are covered in the fruit wall. So this plant having the covered seeds. Next one, they are having true leaf, stem and roots also. In this category of plants, they are having the two types of plants on the basis of cotyledon inside the seeds. So plants are two types on the basis of cotyledons. What are the cotyledons? Cotyledons are the structures which are present inside the seed. Cotyledons, the structure which are present inside the seed. So here the plants are two types. First we call them monocot and second one we call them dicot. Monocot. Monocot, it means they are having single cotyledon in their structure. And another plants we call them dicot. Dicot, it means they are having the two cotyledon in their structure. Two cotyledon. It means each seeds divided into two parts or two pieces. We call them two cotyledon. In the case of angiosperms having the well-developed xylem vessels. It means xylem having the vessels and phloem having the companion cells. So in the case of gymnosperm and angiosperm, what is the basic difference here? So gymnosperm having the cones for reproduction in the plant body. It means seeds are formed in the cones. So these are the cone. This is the cone. This is the male cone of cycas. So this is the cone which is present in the plant body, and this plant is called the cycas. So this is the gymnosperm plant. Gymnosperm plant we can easily identify from angiosperm due to the absence of flowers. There is no flowers. No flower. It means flowers are absent. So we can easily identify the gymnosperm plants. Now, what are the advantages of angiosperm and what are the types of angiosperm? We have already discussed about the two types of angiosperms. So first of all, we discuss about the monocots. Monocot, it means the plant which having the single cotyledon in their seeds. Seeds having a structure in their, just like a wheat. Wheat is having a single piece in its structure. So this single structure is known as a single cotyledon. This is seed coat. If the seed is divided into single piece, seed having no other piece, so this is known as the cotyledon. If the single piece is present or seed is divided in single piece, we call them monocot plants. In the case of monocot plants, they are having the parallel venation. So, what is the venation? Venation is the structure, or this is the leaf. Leaf having a structure inside it, we call the midrib. This is the leaf. This leaf having the branches. This leaf having a midrib here. This is the midrib. This is the leaf lamina. Leaf lamina. And this is the midrib. This is the leaf apex. So this leaf midrib is divided in the many branches here. This is the many branches. It divided into the many branches. These branches are known as the xylem vessels or veins. This reticulate type of venation is present in the dicot seed, but in the case of monocot, this venation is, this is the venation. This is the reticulate or network of the tube or xylem vessels in the leaf. We call it the venation. This is the venation. It is two types in the plant body. In the case of monocot having the parallel venation. This is the leaf, and leaf midrib has the parallel veins. So such type of venation is known as the parallel venation. This is present in only the monocots. This is the parallel. Veins are always parallel to each other. So such type of venation we call them parallel venation. This is the parallel venation. This is the parallel venation. This is the leaf. It having the parallel xylem vessels or parallel venation. In the monocots. If we discuss about the dicot leaf, so this is the dicot leaf. This is the dicot leaf, and dicot leaf having the reticulate venation. Reticulate venation, it means this midrib is divided in many tube, like many vessels or many structures, and these are the network of these vessels. This is the network of these vessels. So this is known as the reticulate venation. This is the reticulate venation. This is the reticulate venation. This is known as the reticulate venation. Here the vessels are form a network-like structure, so we call it reticulate venation. It is found in the dicot leaves. So here, these are the some reproductive structures of angiosperms. These are the flowers in the angiosperm. They are the reproductive structures. These are the reproductive structures in the angiosperm, or we call it the flowers or flowers. They are responsible for the reproduction or formation of seeds. In the angiosperms, they are having the flowers. These are the flowers. In the rice also, in the case of maize also, this is the flowers. This is the female flower in the maize. In the case of mustard, the yellow colors are the flowers. So in the angiosperms having the flowers in their structure, which are responsible for the reproduction and seed formation. So flowers are the responsible for the seed and fruit formation. Here the seeds are covered inside the fruits. So they are having the covered seeds in the angiosperms. While in the gymnosperms, seeds are not covered in any fruit wall. It means there is no fruits. As we discussed already, this is the monocot venation. The veins are parallel to each other, so we call it the parallel venation. Parallel, it means the veins are the parallel to each other. So this is found in the monocot plants or monocot leaves. And this is the reticulate venation. This type of venation is found in the dicot leaves or dicotyledon leaves. Here the venation is reticulate. We can easily explain it due to the structure of the leaves here. In the case of plant body, angiosperm flowers having two types of flowers also, or two types of flowers. In the case of monocot, they are having the different type of flowers. In the case of dicot, they are also having some differences in the flowers. So in the monocot and dicot, what are the differences? So in the monocot, it having the single cotyledon. So what is the difference between monocot and dicot? So first point, it having single cotyledon. Why in the case of dicot, it having two cotyledon in its seeds. Two cotyledon in its seeds. Now, in the case of monocot, they are having parallel venation. In the case of dicot, they are having the reticulate venation. Now, we discuss about the flower, third point. Here the flowers are trimerous. Trimerous, it means they are having the three structures in the flowers. Outermost we call them perianth, then male anther, and third female part we call them pistil. So these are the three part of the plant flowers, so we call them trimerous flower. In the case of dicot plant, it having the 4 or 5 part. Outermost part, 4 part we call them tetramerous or pentamerous flowers, or pentamerous flowers are present in the case of dicot. Here outermost part is called the sepals, then petals, and third one we call them anther, and fourth one we call them pistil. In the some plant, the flower having another structure we call them apicalyx also. So they are having the 4 or 5 parts in the case of dicot plants. So this is the difference between the monocot and dicot on the basis of their flowers and other structures. So another diagram which is given here, this is the dicot seed. This is the monocot seed, sorry. This is the monocot seed. It having the outermost covering, we call it the seed coat, and embryo and stored food. So here two type of seed. This is the monocot and dicot seeds. So first of all, this is the monocot seed. It having the single cotyledon in the structure. While in the case of dicot, it having the two cotyledons, one and another. This is the two cotyledons. So we call it the dicot. This is the two cotyledons. So we call it the dicot. So on the basis of cotyledon, the flowering plants can be divided into the two groups. One is the monocot, second we call them dicot here. In the case of monocot plant, they are having the fibrous root. Fibrous root, it means here in underground part of the plant body there is no one main root. All root are the equal and they form the fibrous like structure, we call them fibrous root. In the case of dicot plant, they are having the taproot. They are having taproot. Taproot, it means it having the main root. Suppose this is the underground part of the plant body. This is the underground part, it having the main root and another root hairs and other roots are present. So this is the main root, we call them taproot in the plant body. So this is the fibrous roots and this is the taproot. Taproot is found in the dicot plant while the fibrous root is found in the monocot plant. Here, another one more important thing we can discuss here, vascular bundles. What is the vascular bundles? Vascular bundles are formed due to the combination of xylem and phloems. When xylem and phloem combinedly called vascular bundles. In the case of monocot, the vascular bundles are scattered. It means they are having no particular arrangement. In the case of dicot, they are having the particular sequence in the arrangement of the vascular bundle. It means they are arranged in the rings. They are arranged in a ring. So in the case of dicot, the vascular bundles are arranged in a ring, and in the case of monocot, there is no particular sequence. We call them scatters. Thanks and have a nice day.